And we're back talking about that astronaut love triangle case. Today was the first time Lisa Nowak faced her romantic rival in court. And boy, that must have been surreal for everyone in the room. I know it was for me, and I watched it on TV. But I think there's a bigger issue to this story that very few people are talking about. Accomplished women, yeah, even rocket scientists, can be overcome by affairs of the heart. And when it comes to men, we can all get a little wacky. So don't get me wrong, Lisa Nowak's methods, at least according to the police, are not something I endorse. Step away from the pepper sprays, honey, okay? But listen, there's a lesson for all women here, and that's what I want to discuss. So let's turn to Dr. Belisa Vranich, who is a clinical psychologist, and Rachel Schuyler is the media editor for the HuffingtonPost.com. Did I say Schuyler? I was just saying
Schuyler, but common mistake.
Absolutely. I apologize. I need your perspective. You guys are the experts. People are paying a lot of attention to this, Belisa, and I think a lot of it has to do is because she's a woman.
Absolutely. It's because we don't see women usually doing something to this extreme. When a man is determined, we think, oh, he's so romantic. When a woman is determined, we think, oh, she's a stalker, she's psycho. So I do think there's a difference in how we're treating men and women when it comes to pursuing something or their love object.
Okay, but yeah, I don't understand this whole transference thing, because this is weird to me. She had a relationship with Bill, the astronaut, but she's pissed off at Carol. Okay, so explain to me why she transferred it over. Colleen. Why did she transfer her anger from the one she's really mad at to the one who had nothing to do with it?
I'll defer to
Come
you,
on.
but as soon as you
We
say
see this happen all the
transference.
time, though. We see this happen where it's displaced, where someone is mad at someone and they go to the other person. And very often with women, they'll be mad at a man, but they will look to the woman that he's paying attention to and get angry at her. And when I have patients in my therapy and I say, why are you mad at her? Talk to him about what your problems are, not the other woman, because there can always be another woman, but you need to talk to the man. So this is not uncommon that we see two women going for each other.
Colleen didn't have anything to do with it. Remember, she was just sitting in her car. We don't want to put it on her. Let's go, Rachel, help me with this.
Sure.
This whole jilted woman situation.
I have absolutely no experience with that.
You don't know what it feels like, and I hope you don't have anything to do with pepper spray. But you don't want us to look at. I hear you don't want us to look at this as an example of women who can't handle their emotions.
Well, of course, this is a really extreme example of somebody who clearly went off the deep end. So I don't think that this is a model for how women or men really break down over relationships. It's an extreme, over-the-top situation. That said, as the point that you made at the beginning of the segment, that relationships are hard. They're wild, passionate emotions, and they're often the most important things that we have going on in our lives. And so when those are in danger of disintegrating, some people, really do
spiral out of control.
Yeah, it can happen.
But Belisa, I know you have a clinical theory of why that's actually possible, and it has to do with our brain location, right?
I know, brain location. It is, over the last year, we've found out where things fall in our brain more specifically, and love, that kind of infatuated love, is exactly where amphetamine addiction is. So you can imagine how people get around drugs. Love, it's the same place. So crazy in love, crazy behavior. I know you've been there, I've been there too. You sort of start to understand the craziness that you see around love.
Is that why in the beginning of a relationship, it's like you're running towards each other in slow motion, and just everything is fabulous, and there are daisies all around?
You can't eat, you can't sleep, you don't want to.
And then, bam, reality hits you in the head.
But most people are capable of keeping these feelings in check and balancing them with the rest of their lives.
What about successful men versus successful women in the way we handle relationships? There are a lot of women who work inside their home or just have chosen to be stay-at-home moms or wives who are now worried that when I send my husband out to work every day, these office romances will be run amok because, they're working in these close, tight quarters. That's an issue for a lot of women, and Rachel's looking at me like, oh, please,
No, I'm just saying, look, it's a choice. You make a choice. There's Their mentorship relationships can evolve. Good, genuine relationships can evolve over shared experiences, and that's fine. But you make a choice to cross that line, and I think, if people take a step back and evaluate what's important in their lives and what they've built, then hopefully they won't cross it.
So why do you think Belisa Nowak acted this way?
You know what? I have to add something, which is that there's a study that's come out that's looked at office romances, and it is the place where we're finding love. 20% of couples that date at work, it turns into a long-term relationship. So she was finding a relationship where a lot of people are finding long-term love.
Okay, but they were both married at the time.
This is true.
Okay, so now let's add a minor detail. It's called ethics, morality, and there's a band on the finger, and step away from other people's men, okay? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't play that. Because I don't want you looking at my husband. I'm weird like that because I will beat you down. I'm telling you right up front, let you know what the deal is. This woman is about as successful as they get. You know the old joke when you say, it's not like it's rocket science. Well, it is like it's rocket science in this situation. Are successful women more likely to have an emotional spiral because they have built so much into their work environment? Have you found that at all?
I mean, again, that's a kind of a professional question that I would lob to you, but I generally think that everybody has needs. Everybody has emotional needs. Everybody has channels through which they fulfill them. And so I can't really speak to the death spiral of professional women because I've known guys who've gone off the deep end, and I've known girls who, call the cell phone a zillion times, and
it's not gender specific.
Sure, absolutely. Well, when you think of that movie Swingers, it was Jon Favreau leaving message after message after message on the answer machine. Everybody wants their relationship to work out. Hopefully, everybody does not drive 900 miles in a diaper in order to accost the
allegedly in a diaper, because I'm going to go with her attorney who says that is a pack of lies. We have not seen the evidence.
With rubber tubing and a knife.
Okay. Let's talk about the things we know existed, okay? That's it. Most of us have been crazy in love. You know that feeling. You can't be with him. You can't be without him. You feel like you're going to die, but most of us know that the latter is not going to happen. And besides, if he's messing with another babe, it's not worth the effort anyway, guys. Most of all, I'm glad to be living in a time where women realize that having a man in our lives should not be the ultimate goal, that our passions for work, family, and life in general should make our hearts race too. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you to Dr. Belisa Vranich. I love your take.